Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're going to review No More Rainbows VR. It released on the Steam Store and Quest Store June 1st, 2023. It normally retails for $19.99. I received a free Steam key through the Steam Creator Connect program to review this game. I tested it out on the Meta Quest 2 and 3 using link cable. No More Rainbows is a VR platformer that uses Gorilla Tag type locomotion. And if you don't know what that means, basically you're moving your hands and propelling yourself from the ground when your hand hits the ground. So obviously part of the fun of this game is that it's a very physical game. It's a very active game. You're going to be swinging your arms a lot to traverse the obstacle courses. And if you're a younger gamer, you can probably play this for hours without any problems. But if you're an older gamer like me, then you're probably going to start sweating after 20 or 30 minutes and then go do something else after that. I'm not going to lie, this review did take me a long time to beat the game. It took me about 5 hours to complete the game. The single player campaign has 4 worlds with 5 levels each and a boss level and a secret level as well. I beat the game on Traveler difficulty, but there's also a Beast difficulty that is much more difficult, that has less checkpoints. There's also leaderboard speedrun challenges, and you can also try to collect all the collectibles available for each level. But on top of the levels, there's also just exploring the world to get to each level portal, and sometimes that's almost as challenging as the levels themselves. You also have online multiplayer PvP that is cross-platform, and there is a variety of game modes available with an active community. I did try the online PvP, but honestly I did not play it for long, and the reason is because most of the players were underage kids, and as a grown man I want no part of that. However, I would say this game is perfect for kids. It seemed like a very friendly community from what I could tell in the few minutes I was there before I got the hell out. So I would say this game is definitely family friendly and targeted towards families with kids. However, it can be a little scary because basically you are a monster and you're kind of like destroying these very little cute, fluffy looking creatures. The game is very challenging though, and it kind of reminded me of the old classic arcade platformers like Super Mario Brothers. The levels are very inventive, each world had a different theme, and I did enjoy playing this game. No More Rainbows is running on the Unity engine. On my RTX 3080 I was getting a steady 90 frames per second on the Quest 2 and a steady 72 frames per second on the Meta Quest 3. I did not experience any serious issues or bugs. The checkpoints for the most part were very generous. Progress was saved automatically. Like I mentioned, you do have the Gorilla Tag style movement along with smooth or snap turning options. You can choose the degree of turn or the speed of the smooth turn. You can technically play seated, but I don't recommend it. I would recommend standing room with the ability to take a step in any direction because you'll need to make adjustments during a lot of the platforming sections. And some of the platforming is very frantic, so you'll be swinging your arms wildly, so make sure your area is clear. I did knock down a few things during my playtime. And like I mentioned, this game is very physical and you'll be dying a lot. There are several platforming sections that just require the ability to properly gauge how much force you need to do to properly gauge the jump and be able to do the section. So obviously that'll involve a lot of trial and error, physical exertion, and just a lot of muscle memory from repetition. And there's so many different obstacles in this game that I don't think I can name them all, but basically there's zip lines, there's moving platforms, there's platforms that destruct after a couple of seconds, there's moving lasers, there's holes in different platforms, there's steam, there's hot pipes, there's slippery ice, there's wind that'll lift you up, there's hidden breakable doors, there's like super bouncy goo, there's boss levels at the end, there's projectiles that you'll have to dodge. And towards the later levels of this game, all these concepts are combined and just makes for a super challenging but fun obstacle course. And the different levels are all very colorful and very inventive. The 4 worlds have different themes. One's an ice world, world theme, one's like a fiery world, and the visual art style is just very zany and colorful, and it's just a joy to explore around. You're usually rewarded for going that extra mile and trying to explore each nook and cranny, and there's just all kinds of secrets to find. And while I don't think that No More Rainbows does anything revolutionary as far as VR platformer goes, what it does, it makes a very polished experience with a fun world to explore. The musical soundtrack is excellent. All the in-game animations and character models look very good. About the only criticism I have of this game is that it has like these 2D animated shorts in between some of the levels, and they just seem like a little off place given the overall package. The only other nitpick I have is there is some monetization in this game, which I don't think was necessary at all, but it is all just cosmetics. So overall, I do recommend No More Rainbows VR. It is one of the best VR platformers out there. It reminds me of the classic arcade platformers. It's vibrant, it's wacky, it's zany, and it's also very challenging. So if I have to rate it, I would give it a very, very good 8 out of 10. It is one of the best, if not the best, VR platformer out there, and it's a must buy if you enjoy VR platformers. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. If you enjoyed this video review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the video.